Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka. Welcome to another episode of Rural Heritage TV.
I'm Scott Bryant. I'm from St. John, North Dakota. And about 10 years ago, I met Post. And we kind of became friends over the years. He lived in Iowa, but my son lives in Iowa, and that's how I got to meet him. And a couple, 3 years into it, he said, "When are you going to bring a team of horses to Iowa and drive them back to North Dakota?" So that's how it began. And a few more years down the road, a couple more years down the road, he said, "When are we going to do that?" And I said, "Well, the horses I got are a little bit old to do that." So one day, this pair of horses were yearlings. A friend of mine had them. He had them sold to someone, and they backed out. And they were offered to me. So I purchased them, got them broke, and here we are.
How old are they now?
They are 4-year-olds.
Both geldings?
Both geldings, half brothers.
Nice. Got long legs.
They're tall. They're half Belgian, half quarter horse. Rip and Hayes is their names.
When did you start out then? What day?
We started out on the 7th of May. I think we have 8 days in. We took Sunday off. I think we're real close to 200 miles in 8 days.
And in Iowa here, you're driving mostly on gravel roads?
We try to stay on as much gravel as possible.
Yeah.
One day we were on a lot of blacktop, but we try to stay off of the major roads as much as possible.
Do you have a route all planned out from start to finish, or are you kind of doing it as you go along?
Kind of doing it as we go. We went last night, had supper, and then we kind of drove today's route. We have a 22-mile route today. And we have a place to stop tonight. We've been really fortunate to find people who will accommodate us and let us spend the night. And we've been real fortunate that way. Really good people.
You farm for a living?
I have farmed my entire life, yes.
Yeah.
My younger son is at home, and he does most of the farming now. I usually help him, but I told him a year ago that he would have to find someone else to help him this year because I was going to do this. So he's taking care of it at home for now. Had horses my entire life, and I did drive a 6-horse hitch or black and white drafts for 10 years. I had a partner in that, but I raised all of those. And,
So were those spotted drafts or?
yeah,
Okay.
they were spotted drafts.
That had to have been a pretty sight.
It was. We had a lot of compliments. We had a lot of fun with them in 10 years, and we still have. There's still 3 of them alive, and they're getting. I think the oldest one now is 24. Yeah, we had a lot of fun with them. We did go to the circus parade with them the last year that the circus parade was held
In Baraboo? Milwaukee.
in Milwaukee.
What did you pull in the parade? Do you remember?
We pulled a ranch wagon.
Okay.
It was, they said the wagon weighed 10,000 pounds empty, and we had a full piece band on top behind us.
Circus parade's a lot of fun, isn't it?
It was a fun parade, really fun parade.
The day before the parade is a lot of fun, where everybody's kind of mingling with each other.
It was a good time. We really enjoyed it. Had they had another one, we would have probably went back, but that was the last one. So. And we just kind of got in, kind of as a, they were full when we contacted them, and then somebody backed out. So my partner at the time said, well, maybe we should wait a year. I said, no, I don't think we should wait a year. We have the opportunity, let's go. So we did, and we're glad we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, we enjoyed that. It was a fun parade. It was amazing, the amount of people.
In this impersonal digital age, Mishka Press calendars offer you a personal connection to the events in your life. There's nothing like recording appointments and family events in a paper calendar hanging on your kitchen wall and copying them to next year's calendar in December. Our wall calendars measure 12 inches wide and 19 inches tall, hanging on the wall. They are wire O-bound to hang flat and printed on heavy paper with large date squares. One calendar costs $17.95. Buy two for $32 and save. All calendar orders ship free in the USA. To order yours, call 319-362-3027 or visit www.mishka.com. That's 319-362-3027. What have you done to prepare for this trip with the horses? You must be.
Well, I work.
You're worried about street traffic.
They are really traffic safe, but there are little things that still, like we run into some cattle yesterday, and they're used to cattle, but these cattle were heads up and kind of running a little, and they were heads up. They stepped sideways a bit, but not bad. I think the biggest thing now is tractors on the road. They're not, like a semi can go by them and that doesn't affect them at all. But there's just little things that you might not expect that kind of set them off a little bit. Would you let me brush this mane a little more? You don't like that being pulled, do you?
So you build a little round pen when you get where you want?
Yeah.
Nice.
We have 6 panels, and we put them off the side of the trailer and make them a little pen, and they can lay down. And we have water in the trailer, and we have our feed in the trailer, and that's my son Chad over there on the other side, and he brings the trailer along for us. He actually lives in Iowa. He works for Collins Aerospace.
Oh, okay.
And Matt's from Walker, Iowa. This is Matt.
Hi.
This is where we started our journey, is from his place. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
The water you're still working? No, you're not working with stuff you brought from home yet. You've filled
No,
up as you
no.
go.
We put some in here last night. We also can carry water, and you're familiar with the Wagon, I believe, but
Yeah.
we also carry water in there. So we stop for an hour at noon, take them off the wagon, take the bridles off them. We let them pick grass for half hour, 45 minutes. Make sure they're cooled down good before we give them water, but we'll water them good at noon and then hook up and go again. So, but
It's a nice covered wagon.
yeah, Clayton did a real good job on that. And,
Right.
we're enjoying it.
It's a little heavy, isn't it?
it is fairly heavy. It rolls pretty good down the road,
Uh-huh.
but there is some weight there.
You notice it on a grade, probably.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. You don't want too steep a hill. We've been up some pretty steep hills, but yeah, you don't want to have to stop partway up it. But
Right, right. It's got good brakes though, so you don't have to.
they're
No?
they're not real great.
Okay.
They do help, but
Okay, so going downhill can be kind of a excitement too.
yeah, well, if you get on them, it helps a little, and you know they'll trot up enough to kind of keep away from it, so it's not bad.
So is that where you sleep at night?
Yes, we
Okay.
do.
Uh-huh. You've had good weather mostly.
Two of us do. Yeah, the first 2 days it was pretty wet and miserable.
Okay.
Really bad. I mean, where we have our corral, 2 of the nights we really tore the ground up, but
Sure.
usually, you know, it had to rain last night or this would look a lot different too. But
Sure,
we,
sure.
we try to clean up when we get done. We clean the manure up and rake up the hay, and so we don't leave a big mess. And
Yeah, well, it'll bounce back.
yeah, once you get out of here, it grows
Right,
back, and they mow it, it'll be fine. But
Sure. It's fun for them to have a team of horses on their farm.
some people. I mean, these people are probably not horse people, but when you get to somewhere that are really horse people, oh yeah, they just love it.
Yeah.
And where we're going tonight, this guy is really a horse person too, so it'll be good. We've had nothing but good people that we've only been turned down once, and everywhere we've asked, so it's been good, really good.
People see what you're doing and kind of wish they had the wherewithal or the guts or the time to do it themselves, and they enjoy hearing your stories probably.
Yeah, well, I didn't know when we started. I just did not know. I had some fears about it, not knowing how things were going to go. And
Sure.
I said, Matt asked me, what's your biggest concern? I said, just to keep the horses sound and ready to go. So we've tried a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We've went 30 miles in a day, and that might be a little bit much. So we're kind of going to try to do 25 we can do in about, with our hour break at noon, we can do in 7 hours or 7.5 hours. And I think it's a long enough day for the horses. And we got to keep them healthy, because we probably got, we'll be 2 weeks in on Monday, and we probably got another 4 weeks after that to complete it. So we're just.
And you're ending up at your farm?
That's our target, yes.
Okay. All right.
I kind of wish I had an extra team, but that would be a little hard to drag an extra team along too. So.
Sure.
And we got some little spots on their shoulders where the collar sits that.
Yeah.
They don't seem to bother them, and I have some gall salve, and my Amish friends say, well, you just keep that on them and you can keep working them.
Right. Yep.
So that's where we've been.
Sure.
So.
You've got vinyl pads you put under the hard collar?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
They are a pretty team. They probably turn heads when they're coming down.
Well, yeah, people that know horses really think they are.
They really are.
They're Palominos, and
Yeah.
they're kind of the golden Palomino.
Right.
In another week or two, they'll really look pretty. They still have a little bit of winter hair in them, but that'll be gone in another week or so.
Do you shoe your horses?
My son shoot them before we left.
Okay.
Now, probably in another week or so, probably have to find somebody to reset them. I know Clayton mentioned that you could get 400 miles out of a set of shoes, so I don't, we're about 200. They look okay yet, so we'll see.
They don't have drill tech or borium on them?
This set don't. He just welded some on the toes and the heels on them. I have a set of back shoes that I picked up down here that has drill tech on them. He thought drill tech might be a little too aggressive. I mean, on the pave, but
right.
I think it would be all right, because the pave is pretty slippery. I didn't realize it would be that slippery, but if you get going down a hill
Yep.
and you don't get on the brakes enough, they will slide a little.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So yeah.
Do you know your route this morning?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we got a 22-mile route figured out for today. And then we're gonna, the next day will be a little lighter. We're going to Esterville. I know a guy at Esterville, and so we're going to Esterville the next day, and from there we'll start to head north. Probably get into Minnesota Saturday maybe, and then Sunday will be a day off for us again. So we went 5 days. And I was going to go Sunday and take Monday off because we started on a Tuesday, but it was really warm last Sunday. It was going to be a hotter day, so well, we'll just take today. So that's where we are.
Why did you want to do this?
It was just it was Matt's idea, and like I said, I've had horses all my life, and
yeah.
Like I talked to a friend in Western Iowa the other day, and he said, that's always in a horseman's dream to do something like that. I'm getting more confident all the time because it's coming, and they're doing good. And I think as long as we don't crowd them too hard, I think they're, for 2 weeks, condition on them looks good. I don't think we're losing any ground. So
Right. No, they're in good flesh.
yeah.
Did you do much to harden them up before you left?
I drove them on a break-in sled. A couple weeks before I left, I started doing that, and then the week before I left was rainy and miserable, so they didn't really get drove much that week. But yeah, I did drive them on a break-in sled for a week, and
they've got beautiful heads. They're not sleepy. They're alert.
No, they're really alert.
Yeah. But they don't seem particularly nervous, per se.
No, this guy was Rip here. He was pretty jumpy when we first started, but he's gotten a lot better. I mean, like I said, we can have trucks come flying by us, and
yeah.
People have been really courteous though.
Good.
Most of them do slow down, and yeah, it's been that way's been good. We actually on one blacktop road the other day wasn't busy at all, and there was this truck coming, and he slowed right down and stopped, had his window down. He wanted to talk. He said when he grew up, his dad farmed with horses, so he knew a little bit about that, and he was really excited about it. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all been good so far. Oh, Rip, I'm here. Big thing is just make sure they know you're around, and don't surprise them, and they're pretty good. But if they're half asleep and you surprise them, they could be a little jumpy.
Right. So you talk to them.
Yeah.
As you approach them.
Yep. Just tell them you're there, and hello, boys. They do. We kind of average about 4 miles an hour.
That's pretty good.
They'll walk, and then we trot a little, and we're making about 4 miles an hour. So we got a little dirty last night. Sorry about that, but the rain kind of.
They look great.
We also put this on at noon when we stop.
Okay.
So we've been putting it on now. We put it on at noon, and we'll put it on when we get them on harness. So seems to be working.
Sure.
It was a Rip. hold still. You know what's coming. What's the matter today? There we go.
The way's up there.
Yeah, they like to have their head up. It kind of heads up.
It makes quite a height.
Yeah.
I know he took a lot of trips with this wagon. Did he ever take a trip as long as the you're doing now?
He told me he made 1,000 miles 2 years in a row, but he didn't do it all at one time.
I see. You do a lot of weekend trips, I know.
Yeah.
Trips.
Yeah, he would do a week at a time.
Yeah.
I think he may have did a couple weeks at one point. I kind of expect him to probably meet up with us somewhere in Minnesota for a day or two. It's nice to have someone along in case something happens. We've had a couple of issues.
Sure.
We had the end come off of a neck yoke
Oh, really?
and fall down.
Yikes.
Luckily, they stopped good, and we got that taken care of. We had a spare neck yoke, but we bought a new one now. I had him pick us up a new one, so we were good. Then, I don't know, was it day before yesterday, I believe, we were stopped. We stopped for a little break, and one of the bolts in the D-ring on the heel chain had backed out.
Okay.
But we noticed it when we were stopped and put it back in, tightened everything up. So I mean, just little things like that you need someone with you.
Right, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. And it is nice to have another pair of eyes looking over stuff.
Yeah, we have good seats, as you can see.
Yeah.
You want to step up there, you can. It might be a little messy in there. It's kind of our home for the last.
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.